Hello wonderful human beings, Sheldon Evans here, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you 5 ways to find music for your YouTube videos and your film projects. Let's jump right into it. If you've spent any amount of time on YouTube before, you've probably heard this song before. And this. And this one too. That's probably because they're free and from YouTube's own audio library. Meaning anyone on YouTube can head on over to YouTube's audio library, download one of the songs, and use it in their YouTube videos. So while this is super cool as a first solution, it's not ideal because everyone is using the same songs over and over. So it doesn't really give you a chance to stand out or be unique from everyone else online. There are 2 different ways that we consume content, and that is through our eyes and through our ears. So if half of the experience is something that your audience has experienced or heard before, you're really just disadvantaging yourself because your videos are going to be just like everyone else's. Although a change has been happening, a revolution of sorts, the rise of higher production, high quality music. And today I'll be showing you how to get your hands on some. In the past, what I would do is use a site like MusicBed, which allows you to license individual songs or individual tracks for use in your project and on YouTube. Production quality of this music is next level. It's really, really good. But the problem is that you can end up paying up to $1,000 per track depending on how you want to use it, which as a YouTube creator makes 0 sense. You'd have to be averaging over 1.5 million views on every video just to cover the cost of the song being used in it, let alone 2 or 3 or even more tracks being used in each video, which is the case majority of the time. If you start off your video with a drone shot, cut to a shot of you talking, and then end off with a cinematic sequence, you're going to want to use a different track for each of those sequences to make your video feel more dynamic. I have licensed tracks in the past for commercial projects, but if that's what you're going to be using the track for, a lot of the time that cost is factored in to the client's budget. But if you want to be using a ton of music in your YouTube videos that you're going to be uploading regularly, I've got a better solution for you. So depending on how you go about constructing your edit, it's probably one of 2 ways. Either you find the perfect song first and then think in your head how you're going to shoot and sequence around it, or you shoot all of your video and your content first, and then while you're in the edit, you select and find music to fit it. Of course, there's times when I find the perfect song and I think to myself what it would look like in the final edit and how I would edit to it, which is great. But what often ends up happening is if you have your heart set on that one perfect song, you might find out that it's owned by a label, meaning you can't use it in your YouTube videos or you'll get hit with a copyright strike. If you want to see which songs you can and can't use in your YouTube videos, simply head on over to the music policies section in YouTube's Creator Studio. Here you can type in the name of any popular song and find out whether or not you're allowed to use it in your YouTube video. Sometimes you may very well be allowed to use that song without running into any copyright issues, or perhaps it will only be blocked in a couple countries. And perhaps you're willing to sacrifice that just to use that one song you've got your heart set on. The only problem I found with this, and this is from my own experiences in the past, is that I used a song that was freely available to use at the time. However, the original artist of the song got signed to a label 1 year after I uploaded my YouTube video, and what this meant was that the audio on my YouTube video had to be muted in order to comply with the licensing issues. This kind of ruins the video, considering that YouTube doesn't just mute the section where the song is being used, it mutes your entire YouTube video. So what I do now instead is use a site called Epidemic Sound. You've probably heard about them by now, and that's for good reason. They pretty much solve all these issues when it comes to finding impeccable music for your videos. Firstly, they've got over 30,000 tracks to choose from, so your content is less likely to sound like everyone else's. It's not that cheap sounding royalty-free style music that you're familiar with either. It's high production, high quality, cinema-like music. They make it super easy to find the perfect track for your song in their music discovery section. You can choose the genre, the mood, and the tempo of the type of video that you're putting together, and bam, you're presented with a ton of high quality tracks that fit your selection. Maybe you want something slow and cinematic for those epic drone shots. Or maybe you want something more intense for an action sequence. Just hit the download button and you're done. They've also got a pretty unique feature that I haven't seen anywhere else, and that is downloading the stems for an audio track. What are stems, you ask? Well, say you find the perfect song that you really like, but it's got an annoying drum line in it that you just don't like and it doesn't suit your video. Or you just want the instrumental version of the song without any vocals so that you can use it as background music in your video. Simply download the stems for that song, and then in editing you can either mute or remove the track that you don't want in the final edit. I know it probably sounds like I'm swanted by them, but I'm not. I just really love the service that they've created created, and you'll notice that ever since I started this channel, every one of my videos, literally every single one of them, has music from Epidemic Sound in it. So if you do want to try it out, I've put a link in the description for you to visit to check it out. Moving on to the next method is trying out non-copyright music YouTube channels, like the very aptly titled No Copyright Sounds or Zero Copyright Music. There are tons of these channels to browse through, and sometimes you can really find gems. I've personally found that quite a lot of these channels offer a variety of electronic music, so if you're looking for something very specific or outside of that genre, it might take you a little while to find it. If you're not working with a deadline weighing down on your shoulders, then this is a good option. Usually all you have to do is link to the artist's channel or credit them in your video description, which really isn't that much to ask for considering you're using the music for free. Generally, you won't be able to use this music in commercial projects though. Just make sure that you read what you have to do and that you follow along with the artist's rules and guidelines in order to credit them appropriately. Finally, we have good old collaborations. If you have a friend who makes music, hit them up and ask them if they'd be down for a collaboration of sorts. My time here on YouTube has introduced me to some incredible independent artists who have gotten in touch with me over email, offering me to use their music in my YouTube videos in exchange for a link in the video description. This is something you'll see even the biggest YouTube creators like Casey Neistat doing. Not only do you get great music out of this, but you're able to create a long-lasting relationship with fellow creatives and see one another grow over time. If you haven't had anyone reach out to you just yet, or you're still quite new on the platform, there's nothing stopping you from making the first move. So hit up any of your friends who are musicians, or if you don't know any, head on over to SoundCloud and start discovering some amazing artists. You'll be surprised with some of the crazy talent and quality that you'll find. So just get in touch with some of your favorite artists on SoundCloud, hit them up by email and ask them if they'd be down to collaborate with you. More often than not, they'll be happy to collaborate with you because you'll be supporting one another in some way. So that's it, 5 super simple ways to find music for your videos. For a quick recap, you can use YouTube's own audio library. You can use any song as long as you check its music policy on YouTube. You can check out Epidemic's massive audio library of sounds. You can visit some of the non-copyright music channels on YouTube. And finally, hit up your friends for collaborations or find some artists on SoundCloud who'd be keen to collaborate with you. And we're done. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I upload all the time, and as always, I shall see you in the next video. Cheers.